Hello, kiddos. All right, I hit a brick wall with Fusion, not called Fusion 360 anymore, apparently. Please feed the YouTube algorithm by giving the video a like. If you want to see more like this, click subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. If you want to chip in on my expenses, I now have Patreon and YouTube memberships. I spent the better part of 2 days updating all the stuff in the schematic to the version 0.2 requirements. I came over into Fusion, added it all. I imported parts, I created things, I created packages, and everything's fine. All the parts are in the schematic. But if you look here, you can see it says schematic PCB sync deactivated. Run ERC to find the differences and resolve them. So you can see over here in the board, it has dumped a trail of all of the new parts down here, and it's waiting for me to put them all in position on the board. But not everything is reflected in here. There are missing parts that are in the schematic but are not reflected here. That's because synchronization is deactivated. But, it's not my problem. But if I come over here, it says run ERC. So if I click ERC, and you have to look down in this corner. Warning, board and schematic are not consistent. Info, checking consistency, and then it goes away. The ERC, or as it's known, electrical rule check, is not actually telling me what's wrong, what the inconsistency is. And if you see, it says if a board file is loaded, it also runs a consistency check between schematic and board. Well, that's what I'm asking it to do. That's what this is telling me to do, but when I do it, nothing shows up as an error. But if I go up here and I click synchronize by hand, I get this pop-up box which has a list of all the new components that I put in, all the new nets, as they call them, the wires between parts. All of this stuff needs to be reflected from the schematic to the board. So I go, yes, good, run. One error, unknown, C16. Well, C16 is a capacitor, right? If I can find it. C16 is a 100 nanofarad capacitor, the same as all the other little tiny capacitors in the board. I simply copied and pasted and dropped that one into place, as I did with, say, these ones here. Same thing, I just copy and pasted this. But it's blocking both the electronic rule check and the synchronization. It's not synchronizing because it has some sort of internal inconsistency problem. And this is not my problem. This is you. So I've come over to the support forums, and if we look here, I found lots of people complaining about this. And the slightly unhelpful guy says, oh, well, just click on this and then everything will be fixed. Well, no, everything is not fixed. I managed to find this report, which is exactly my symptom, schematic PCB sync deactivated, and no ERC consistent errors. And it says, and it's giving me exactly what my problem is. And this is apparently a bug report on Autodesk. Okay? And it says their solution that they found is in the schematic, a specific net is set as a power net on a sheet, but not a power net in other sheets. Well, folks, I have one sheet, so there is no inter-sheet inconsistency. But I followed its advice. I turned every power net off and I set it to be a default net. I unchecked this on every single one of these nets here, even the ones that are literally power, like 3.3 volts. It is now a default net. Power net is not set. But if I run ERC, it says checking consistency, and then just slowly fades away. If I do synchronize, it gives me the same pop-up window. I click OK, and it says C16 is not found. There's nothing wrong with C16. Trust me. It's the same as all the other capacitors, both in its schematic, its pins, and its package. So I am one sleep away from abandoning Fusion for circuit board layout, because it has managed to get itself in a state that I cannot continue. It's not working. So what should I change to? Altium? Can't afford that. I'm a little hobby guy. KiCAD? If it's good enough for Damien Maguire in Ireland laying out new electric vehicle motor controller boards, that's definitely a possibility for me. I think there's a couple of other ones in the market. One of them is kind of a freebie from JLC PCB. The good side of that one is you get the entire LCSC parts catalog built in with very little complication. But I need to sleep on this for one more day, because otherwise I get to recreate this and this inside another application. And then I get to hope for the best that it's going to work and not give me some kind of garbage down the road. So tell me what I should do. I'm going to post this up as a quickie on my channel and see if anybody has any suggestions, or like suggestions to fix this. One, fix this. How do I fix this? What's the magic sauce? Two, what tool should I migrate to? And put this out in a dumpster fire out behind the condo. So, thank you, and I look forward to your suggestions. Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank my Patreons and YouTube members, Peter Bouvier, Puppy, and Craig, for their ongoing support. I see that a whopping 96% of my viewers are not subscribers, so please go ahead and click that subscribe button, because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Thanks, and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.